Yo, what's up with it, man? Y'all know what it is, man. It's Mike Donald, man. They done fucked around, man. I got your boy, man, with me right here, man. 14 Congo, man. What's happening with him, my bro?
What's up?
Man. So just to let everybody know, man, I don't even know how to introduce you, man. If they done fucked around, man, we don't know they done fucked around and did something, man. I don't know how to introduce you, man, because you do so much, bro. You feel me? Like an entrepreneur. You're a Fightogropher. You my first Fightogropher. So let's get into it, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I'm gonna give you the proper introduction.
What's up, man? My name 14 Congo, the Fightogropher, Fat Ninja, whatever you want to call it, man. I do a lot of freelance video work all over the country with a lot of fighters. And in the city of Cleveland, I grew up in, you know, I've been everything from a DJ to an artist, this and that, everything. So right now I do a lot of freelance work inside of Cleveland too. So I work with a lot of who's who in Cleveland, whether they DJs, brand promotion, and I do video basically all over the country. And then Fat Ninja is something I started being inside of fighting, and I'm selling that brand Fat Ninja literally all over the world, man. Worldwide, probably in 2 years or less. My brand Fat Ninja is all over the world. So that's what I am.
I see that you've been tearing up the road, man, but just not even just tearing up the road, man, just with your brand, man. It's just like you do everything, man. You know, man, you can hear your name over here, then you can hear your name, but it's all positive in the right way, man. So that's why I actually got you up on the show, man. And it's actually give your flowers, your roses, man. You know what I mean? Before you actually get to where you going, man. And you a humble dude. So let's get to it, man. So a Fightogropher, obviously, you know what I mean? You just said what that is, but how did you come along with that?
Like I said, I was popping in Cleveland, and I was national a little bit as far as traveling and doing stuff, but I was more along the lines of music, you know what I'm saying? So I was working with a lot of artists. I was doing a lot of music videos. I was doing weddings. I was doing brand marketing. So I was taking people brands, whether it be a drink or a clothing line, and I was shooting video and doing that. And I kind of had an eye for making stuff pop and making sure people pay attention to other things. So I end up falling upon a mixed martial arts gym where I met your homie at, and honestly, he came later. I met him a lot later. I've been up there. Maybe this is probably like my 3rd year dealing with that place. Probably going on 4, but like my 3rd year. And I want to take my son to do something different. So I got 3 boys. My oldest son, he was 5 at the time, 6. And I wanted him to train boxing and mixed martial arts. I always grew up loving boxing, but MMA was growing so fast. I just wanted to be a part of it. It ain't a lot of them type of gyms in the hood. So this suburb is kind of close, you know what I'm saying, to the hood, about 15 minutes outside the hood. And so I went up there and I'm like, yo, can my son train? I'll market the gym, you know, so I'll market the gym if my son can train, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how it started, man. Never paid a gym membership for my son. And really just built a relationship with the gym owner, and turned a lot of leaves. You know, got the gym working with a few brands. Egg Weights is one of the bigger brands now. People using them all over the world. But I was writing grants and business propositions, trading media for Egg Weights and Fusion CBD and all these different companies. I was using my media, pictures, and video, man, to create value for the gym. And that's what really got me into it. And out of that, you can imagine being in the gym for a little while, you meet fighters, you know what I'm saying? And then you start, and I like supreme clientele. So I like working with the who's who, man, the people that are special. You know what I'm saying? So even
Yeah.
though I can do freelance work with whoever, I love to start to meet the fighters in the UFC, the pro MMA fighters, the pro boxers, and then when they caught wind of the type of person I was and what I was doing, when they was like, "Oh yeah, I want to use Buddy, you on board? Hey, let's shoot to Denver, let's shoot to Sacramento, I want you with me." And so that opened up a whole world for me, and that's really how it came. And I dubbed it Fightographer because I started training too. I had gotten a
Yeah.
little bit of, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the ghetto, so I got in a little bit of trouble, and I thought I was gonna have to sit down for a little bit. And
Yeah.
I tell you, I appreciate the gym, and I go so hard for fighting for that reason because man, I couldn't sleep. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't sleep thinking of what I was about to have to do or the time that I may have to do. And the only thing that would get me to rest, man, smoking the herb, I don't care what it was, nothing would get me to rest but tiring myself out, putting work in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
changed my health. I lost a bunch of weight. I got it. And being in fight shape is just different, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you're ready
Yeah.
to fight somebody 30 minutes, you just in a different shape. You know what I'm saying? And so it changed a lot about me, man. And I've dubbed the Fightographer. I get in there, I go with the guys, I train. I've had exhibitions. I've trained with some of the best fighters all over the world. And then I do media, and I know how to build value in fighters. A lot of fighters don't really care for. They just want to fight, bro. They don't care if Nike like them or McDonald's. Fighters is one of those athletes who just really don't care. They just want to scrap, bro. And so I start showing these dudes how to build value in themselves, and I became a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy. And it's crazy. Like let's go to it, man, because out of everything, like you taking a little bit off yourself too, though. Because at the end of the day, bro, you fight, but I see you actually in the ring with some of the top motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Like for you to just be the cameraman starting off to now, you know what I mean? So let's go back on how all of this started, bro. Where you grow up at?
I grew up Cleveland, Ohio, man, south side of Cleveland, 93rd and Union, 103rd and Union, 126 in Buckeye. Anybody that know Cleveland areas, them areas, you know what I'm saying? Poverty
Yeah.
stricken areas, rough areas, but it's still some light there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the worst of the worst, but it just is what it is. Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah.
bro. I'm Cleveland
Yeah.
dude,
And
bro.
that's big shots out to Cleveland, man. You know, and it's like that's what I want to get to, man. Like outside of fighting, when what made you actually see your brand and see where it was at? Because a lot of people could see something in everybody else. Like you could see something by you being a photographer. I'm sure you got like a mental eye for everything on what's your vision on what everything. So how is it that you just decided on this brand? And even like how to fight, but what made it Fat Ninja? Like what made you build your brand of Fat Ninja?
Um, I was always an athlete. Even though I was younger, I did good at football. I was a good swimmer. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of good swimmers from the hood and shit like that. So my
Uh,
body just had a lot of muscle memory in a lot of different places. And I had some of the components to become a fighter already. I'm from tough area. I'd been in fights, so that lack of fear to be in the mix and stuff like that. But once I uh once I got in the gym, I want to learn how to kick off top. Like, man, I've been punching niggas all my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn how to kick. Show me how to kick somebody, bro. That's what I want to learn.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Literally the first day, I'm like, I don't want to learn how to do the workouts or nothing. Just show me how to kick. But I was a little heavier. I was a little heavier at that time. I was getting a little bit of money. I think I had one or two boys at that time, and so I was just comfortable with my life, man. I was about 287 pounds, man. I was a big boy, and I'm short, man. I'm a short guy, so the
yeah,
weight wasn't sitting on me well. But once I started moving around, like and it's a lot of different cultures at the gym, and so some of the people who were politically correct, they would come up to me and they'd be like, "Hey, man, you move kind of good for a big dude." And I'd be like, that don't bother me, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right,
yeah,
and nobody and the more and more it came, they were like, "Dang, you real athletic to be this size." And eventually I got to a size where, you know, I look proportioned and I look right being an athlete. But at first I was still doing the same things, but I was just a chunkier guy. And so that's where Fat Ninja come from, is the fact that, you know, I was doing jump kicks and spinning kicks and all that stuff before I was really in shape to do the shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, the name was kind of given to me in a sense, but I kind of, you know, still kind of made it my own, and then hooked up with one of my boys from Detroit. I had an idea one day and I jotted it down like the main logo that you see. I like made it like a stick figure. And I told my boy, I'm like, he did marketing for like Hennessy, Detroit Tigers. Like, he was a beast. He turned that shit into what it is today, man. And the first time I ever seen the logo, I was like, damn, this shit is like Nike, Adidas. This shit is like Tommy Hilfiger. You know what I'm saying? This like a stamp like Pepsi, you know? So, and then it was authentically me. So I ain't have to go out and create no persona or make a whole bunch of shit up or nothing like that. Like, the Fat Ninja was the work that I put in. And then I just had to take it and run with it and push it, which I was already good at, was taking something that I wanted people to see and then putting it in everybody's faces so it could spread as far as it could go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's kind
and
of
that's big ups, man, and that's and for you to keep doing that. And you spoke on the fact, man, that you got in, everybody get in trouble, man, and that was the whole point. Like, that's your TDFA. Like, you know, they done fucked around. What is it that actually made you buckle down? Like, you know what I mean? A lot of
yeah,
us,
that was
man, we play with a lot of shit. Like, you know what I mean?
mhm.
We'll do this for a little minute, it don't work out. We'll do this for. What made you actually say, man, look, because you still good at all of this shit. Like, you could have just been like, man, I'll just fight. Like, what made you just be like, I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna push my brand, and I'm gonna do this? You know what I mean?
Always been that person. I was DJing when I was like 13, 14 years old. So when everybody was the skating parties where all my peers was gathering to go skating on the weekend, getting $20 from their mom so they could get their skate rentals, buy some popcorn, hot dogs and shit like that. I was DJing the fucking rink at 13, 14 years old. So I was creating the atmosphere for my peers to kick it. You know what I'm saying? I was on the whole other side of the fence. Now I had fun, trust me. I've been in the mix and all type of shit like that, but I also created. I was the entrepreneur then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was in both sides then already. And so yeah, once I seen how fighters responded to it, man. Like I said, fighters are some of the most focused, driven people on the planet. A lot of them was bullied, so they really don't care for much but fighting. And so when I seen how they responded to the logo, a lot of them knew me. I didn't ask these dudes to just wear my gear and shit like that off top. Like, I train with these dudes. I train as hard as any fighter. Blood, sweat, and tears. I got my ass whooped a lot early. I thought I was this tough dude from the hood and shit. I found out I couldn't fight quick. I found out that I wasn't that good at fighting. And I seen the way they responded to the logo, and then I traveled, and these fighters that was already in the league and shit like that, the way they responded, they wanted to wear it. That's when I knew, man. I'm like, yo, this ain't just no regular shit. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
is something that I need to constantly put my effort into, and it's gonna give back to me. You know what I'm
You
saying?
ever just like, you ever touch or put your hands up on something that, I mean, everybody go, but you ever just put your hands up in something that didn't go right for you? Like, one of those, like,
Um,
man, it just ain't, just leave it alone.
um, everything that wasn't creativity, bro. Anytime I ever dealt with creativity, whether it's DJing, even the music, I did pretty good for a second. I had Universal looking to sign me and my homies for a second. I was signed under a record label here that was doing pretty decent. DJing, music, I was decent at drawing. Now the videography, now the clothing line and apparel and stuff like that. So anytime I put my hands in creativity, I was good. Anytime I tried to do like a sales job, or anytime I tried to do something like corporate America, or anytime
Yeah,
I tried to do something where it was like, those were the things that didn't work for me, man.
yeah, I was
Honestly.
telling somebody that, man, the other day, man. I was like, man, look, man, a lot of people just ain't, and that's what I want to get people to understand too, bro. A lot of people ain't built to go to school, man. A lot of people just ain't built like to read and like, but some people good at trades. Like trades is like what's leading the world right now. You know what I mean? And a lot of people need to like tap into a lot of avenues, and I don't know if they just don't know or they just don't have the right resources to get it. Like how you said, you got the boxing or the MMA gym. You know what I mean? That was something different. You know what I mean? And that's how you said. A lot of people go up in, and it's time, man. Everybody like listen, and that's a good thing if everybody follow the protocol. And I ain't saying, but a lot of wreck areas and a lot of shit just get shut down, man. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like riding through Cleveland and riding through Detroit, it's the same shit. Like you feel me? Like you go to Bmore, it's the same shit. Like you know what I mean? That's what I see every time I go, like to every city, man. So I'm trying to push a different narrative, man. And you got it going, bro. So let me go into this. What's next for Congo, man?
Combat gear. So Fat Ninja is called Fat Ninja Combat Gear. So my logos is like I take a lot of pop culture, martial arts, and then I make the dudes fat. I make them fat. So the Last Dragon, showing up from the Last Dragon. That's my dog. Like I made him fat. That was like one of my best sellers. Bolo from Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport, the Asian dude that was fucking up everybody. I made him fat. Chuck Norris, I made him fat. So Squid Games was popular. Boom, I made them fat. I was having fun creating these different logos, but in all actuality, combat gear, I wanted my logo to be on boxing gloves, headgear, shin guards, the actual equipment that the fighters use to train every day. That was my initial thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you look at Everlast or, you know, Venom, that's what I wanted to be. That's what was my goal. So I use t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, sweatshirts. I use stuff like that as billboard and marketing to get it out there. And so now I've sold that stuff all over the world. But what I really wanted to do was have it on boxing gloves. And I finally got it, man. I got, honestly, in my living room right now, I got prototype boxing gloves, hand wraps, and shin guards with the logo on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm really going with things, is to have people wearing not only wearing my clothes and apparel, but fighting on a day. And boxers, man, they love a boxing glove, man. Just like a baseball player love his certain mitt. He love his certain bat. My homies who they love a certain basketball. I wanted the equipment to have Fat Ninja on it, not just the clothing. So that's where I'm looking to push. That's a little more expensive. So coming out the gate is easier to put your bread into apparel and merchandise. You know what I'm saying? But now I want to put the bread into gear. You know what I'm saying? So actually having these dudes training, sweating in my shit every single day. You know what I'm saying?
So is that like you on your way though? You know what I mean? Is that like
I've actually started.
Are you still personally trying to do it in-house, or are you trying to are you open to any open exposures to silent partners, anybody coming along? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still my baby right now. I'll tell you that. It's still my baby because of the way it grew, how organic it was, and how fast it grew. I more or less be looking for investors, and I know I can guarantee we can get the money. We could build the bread. There are people that I like. The weird thing is, man, when you control something just like you doing your thing right here, it'll be hard at first to let somebody else be Mike Donald. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To kind of split you into, and then have somebody else interviewing cats already, or it's just real tough at first until you get a real handle on it and you know how you can duplicate that situation without it losing any steam and any value. The value and the love that I hold for Fat Ninja, I haven't yet been able to relinquish that to somebody to the point that I want to partner up in that way. But it's coming, no doubt. It's inevitable. I feel like I'm pushing on year 3 or coming passing year 2 right now, and I feel like between year 4 and 10, between years 4 and 10, all of those things are developed. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even sooner. You know.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
definitely. I
big.
want to scale it. I want to scale the business, no doubt. As big as I can. But right now, I'm hands on with pretty much everything. I do the inventory myself. I do the website myself. All the product imaging, all the shipping. You know what I'm saying? Everything,
And
bro.
that's what I
You
was
know.
gonna ask you too. Like, through all your adversities, what would you tell a young entrepreneur out there, a person just banking on themselves out there? Like, what would be your
One step.
personal advice to
One
tell them?
step. One. There is no right time. There ain't no right time. The time is now. There ain't no right time to be like, okay, when everything be perfect, that's when I'm gonna do this. Or when I get this in line, when I get this in line, that's when I'm gonna do this. You
Yeah,
can't. There is no right time, bro. It's the time is when you start. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell them. If you ain't hook up your joint and get the stream going and just like that, then what? If you don't reach out, if you don't contact people, if you don't line it up so you can have the stuff happening, then what? Every step you take gonna lead you closer to your, where you going to. You can either be sitting still, you can be going backwards, or you can be going forward. So if you got a goal as an entrepreneur, you should be moving towards it at least a little bit every day.
right, right.
That's
Every
it.
day.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
man.
every day. If you
100
can, you
shit.
know what I'm saying? Life is
100 shit.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something I could say, I would say now. I tell people always be like, I'm gonna have my kid when I get my job, when I get my house. Like, it ain't really eventually you gonna adapt. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah,
start it. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
That's what I
man.
would entrepreneur to start now.
Man, and that's some 100 shit, man. That's some good ass words of encouragement, man. And
Mhm.
so what you already said what's next for you. So you got any shout outs you want to give out, man?
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Mike Donald for reaching out through a friend of a friend, and I feel like mixed martial arts and Fat Ninja has brought me to you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
shout out to you for being somebody along the road, and me being along your road of growing into whatever you got going on. Shout out to Hami, that dude putting in a lot of work in the gym. He really
yeah,
need to get a fight under his belt, or I think he got a kickboxing match under his belt, but he need to get some more under his belt so he can be the champion that I feel like he could be. Shout out to anybody listening, anybody that watch you, man. Support this brother, uh, and continue to push, and support don't really cost nothing. Watch the video, share the video, like the video,
yeah.
participate whatever way you can. Yeah, that's it, bro. I got tons of people that I work with, and that support me, you know what I'm saying? So I would just shout out anybody that's right now dealing with whatever we got going on, and just know you just as important to the equation as anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
appreciate
support
that,
a lot of people. Yeah, I support a
bro.
lot
And
of people, bro. I don't
that's
just
with me
focus
too,
on me.
man. And
Yeah.
that's the whole point about this, man. The whole point about it is all of us coming together about time. It ain't over, you know what I mean? So I get this
Mm-mm,
shit, you know what I mean? Time snowball effect, and everybody is a chain reaction helping out everybody. If everybody, like
mm,
how you said, man, everybody turned around, man, and did something. We could grind hard, man, put this shit somewhere inside of us, bro. You fighting, but also we gaining exposure just from your man, you being you, and real go a long way, bro. You know what I mean? You
mm-hmm.
ain't gotta be stupid. Like being stupid. That's what I was just telling somebody. Like, man, being stupid is like, man, going out there and blaming some shit and looking stupid, being locked up. Like, you feel me? Like crashing out, bro. Ain't nobody else crashing. You feel me? It's accidents all day. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I want everybody to understand that, man. It's like we gotta channel it. I know it's a lot of people out there that don't know where they going or what to do, man. We got to channel it, put it somewhere, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Man, for
So
sure. That trouble that I was talking about earlier was a firearm charge. You know what I'm saying?
good,
It was a weapon
good.
charge, bro. And so at the end of the day, I've always been over aggressive. I literally go fight to exercise that part of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I get those feelings that people have, but just like you said the key word, you gotta channel it. You gotta transform it. So anybody that's thinking along those lines, they really, if you got enough energy to put into that shit, then you got enough energy to put into some
yeah,
constructive.
yeah, man. Because us as black men, I'm finna actually do a segment on fatherhood as black men, and it's kind of crazy, man, that this stigma of a black man, of what we think is a black man, is, oh, I done stepped on 4 or 5. You know what I mean? This is the persona that the big bad wolf, is done changed over generation, man. And you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like now it's like we gotta be like, we used to be scared of Candy Man. You know what I mean? Now it's
Mhm.
like something totally different now. You know what I mean? It's like the man that we supposed to be like, and we have to start at ground zero, man. Us as brothers,
I tell
and
you what, man. As much as I done been in the streets too, uh, I feel much more like a beast doing this shit, bro. Like I ain't
yeah,
like
yeah,
there's honor in this shit. When
yeah.
I walk through a gym and a motherfucker really whoop my ass and tear me up, I feel like I gain way more respect and poise from that than anything I ever did. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
there ain't no honor in a lot of this shit. But I find a lot of honor and respect inside. People be saying all the time, my boys be like, oh, you be up at that gym, you don't be getting mad. Get mad and do what? Get beat up again? This nigga beating me up now. What I'm
man.
gonna get, you know what I'm saying? We'll get mad and do what? I ain't gonna meet him at his car. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing it like that, for real, for real. I don't gain nothing like that. I don't learn nothing like that. And in all actuality, that type of honor and respect is what gave these fighters the ability to support me unconditionally, because I really came in there and put in the work that most people ain't willing to do, man. It ain't a lot of fighters, man. If an army come in here right now and it's 100 black dudes in here, man, 30 of them might fight. Shrink that number to about 21. For real, for real. Out of 100 dudes, 21 people really gonna be like, nah, y'all ain't coming in here like that. Most people ain't
Yeah.
that, and the ability to use a firearm or use a weapon or use manipulation to take another black man under is the worst thing you could possibly do, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to pull that trigger. You ain't gonna knuckle up with me in the parking lot though. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, honestly, it's just uh I feel like if a lot of young black guys would do this, we would value life a lot more, because it's so easy to devalue life with what we think is tough or street or manhood now is has changed
And it's all
tremendously. And
right
I
to
got
fight.
I got three
Like
kids.
it's kind of crazy, man. The actual big bad wolf nowadays, what they consider a big bad, never probably got their ass whooped. Like, let's be
Mm-mm,
honest, like, bro, because you know what I mean?
mm,
It's like, shit, that's what, you know what I mean? Like, man, because
yeah,
I've been locked up where, you know what I mean? That's the big bad
mhm,
wolf. Shit.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
They finna hear, like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Can't be, not in
yeah.
here.
And
Like,
I tell you what,
guns checked in at the
man,
door. You know what I mean?
man,
To the point where,
I tell
god
you what,
damn, nigga, you can't even pinch a motherfucker. You feel me? So you guys, but we have to be aware. But motherfucker won't tell them stories. You feel me?
yeah,
So it's
no,
like,
that's a
man, they
fact.
don't. You know what I mean? So it's come to a time, man, where I ain't knocking it, but I'm just saying the facts, bro, before it's too late. And then motherfuckers be
Yeah,
like, when I watched the podcast on this nigga that I wasn't getting, you know what I mean? You should have shared that shit. But
yeah,
a person needs to reset. A lot of people don't got time to reset. And a lot of people that get locked up probably come home and they advance more because there's no time for a person to reset. You know what I mean?
mhm,
People think that when people go to sleep, you just wake up and you just back. A lot of
mhm,
people do the same shit every day. They become repetitive on doing the same
mhm,
shit every day, man. So whatever way or whatever person I'm used to get the message out or to be heard, man, I'm all for it. I'm all for positivity, man. I want to give shout outs, man, on my behalf too, bro. I want to give a shout out to Xavier Gray. He's our TDFA athlete of the year. Him and a couple more students lost their life up in a car accident. So I want to give shots out to those students as well, and a moment of silence. So all else, man, like I really, man, just want to just man, give your flowers, bro, because you're a positive dude, bro, and we gotta still be pushing up in the right way, man. And you know, a lot of people see something, and you see something up in somebody else, man, and you still pushing, man. You got like, I don't know, man, like you see yourself coaching like outside of your son, or just because
Yeah,
do you
for
actually
sure,
see
man.
yourself?
What's funny is that's part of the stuff that I didn't talk about. That man, I got homies that do so well. If you talking about money wise, these guys got bread. If you talking about resource wise, these guys got resources. If you talking about being at the top of the food chain in their areas of expertise, but a lot of guys come to me. Come to me for life guidance. Come to me for conversation. Come to me as a confidant. And so I coach. I coach. I life coach guys my age to younger. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Free Thinker Walk. He got this thing going in my city called Ghetto Therapy, where we doing group therapy sessions every Wednesday. And we really giving people, especially in the poor neighborhoods, the opportunity to get some type of therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because we all been through shit. And to me, that's some of the biggest coaching that we need as Black men, is to be able to talk about what we've been through and to be able to heal from it. That might be the most underrated coaching that we need, is guiding through healing from our trauma. And so that is what I would want to do more than anything. Man, look at Will Smith. Look at Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Look at what these brothers going through in our face. And the first thing we do is share some funny shit about them or laugh or this and this and that. But for real, these brothers is broken. And they got all the resources in the world. They got all the money in the world. They got the girl that you always wanted. And at the end of the day, it ain't about that. They don't got nobody to go to be able to heal from all the trauma that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? And so, in my opinion, no matter how big or how young or how old, we really need that more than anything in the Black community for Black men, for sure. And that's the only people I could speak to a lot of times. Can't speak for nobody else. But
It seems like
yeah,
they take that we need a release, because they taking it away from you. It used to be music. Music was a form of our release. You know what I mean? And you can't, now you're trying to shut us up and tell us what we can say or use it against it. You feel me?
yeah,
So now,
use it
like,
again.
so now if we regulate what like let's do it for fighting. You know what I mean? Let's do it because
Yeah.
you obviously with the Kyrie situation, they you know what I mean? So it's
Oh,
just like
man.
a win-win situation, but let's power it up and do the right thing, man. I appreciate you. You got any promotions you want to push out there, or any fights you got coming up?
Man, Fat Ninja Combat Gear. I'm really slowed up right now on that. I really just been putting a lot of time into the other athletes. I'm an older guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I look like a young man. I'm 38 years old, man.
Yeah, we the same age.
Yeah. I'm 38 years
Yeah,
old. So
yeah.
uh, I'm just putting a lot of work into other guys who really want to, make it a full-time career. And so having bodies and fighting is one of the most underrated things, man. So I go up there, I be a body, and I two-time, man, take the gloves off, take pictures of my homies so they can promote themselves during the fight. So I just really want to shout out, uh, Fat Ninja Combat Gear, man. Shout out TDFA, man. Let's continue pushing this positivity, and let's continue to help each other get to the next level.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. It's TDFA, man. Mike Donald, they done fucked around. We got Congo, man. 14 Congo up in the building, man. Y'all go support him, man. We appreciate it, man. Y'all go tap in. Thank you.
Boy.